Having present of a quorum, I'd like to open the Capital Improvements Committee, and we'd like to start with the Pledge of Allegiance. Lead us out.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
So,
Mr. Chair, if we could call the fire department first.
Sure.
Meeting.
okay. Come on up.
Hey, Chief. Hi, how are you? Thank you for taking your time. And I know some of you might not know me. I'm Evan. I'm the new fire chief. I started in September. I came from Hadley as the deputy chief.
Excellent. Okay, Evan, can you tell us a little bit about your UTV that you're...
Yeah, so the UTV that we have currently at the fire department is a 2010 Polaris. It's a side-by-side that we use for all sorts of things, mountain rescues, wildland fires. We also use it for charter day events, any events for quick responses. It's also on the state. We're like the tech rescue team. They actually notify us and they call us for our UTV as well, because it's a 4-passenger and it's got, it can move pretty good. It can move equipment pretty good. So we're actually on their call list too if there's any tech rescue throughout the state or Western Mass. And we're also, we also help DCR with the trails off of Bachelor Street, Harris Mountain area, 80 acres.
The Notch.
The Notch, yep. We, so they call us, we'll go out and we'll do trail cleaning with them. We'll use that. So that UTV in 2010 was actually granted, it was a fundraiser that the association had purchased and then donated to the fire department. So it has an average of 10 to 15 year lifespan. This one, they actually have before I got here, they actually had a branch go through the passenger side. So they actually have a metal plate that they actually put a metal plate to protect it. So we were looking to replace that. And I have a couple, the replacement cost would be around $60,000. I called a couple people around and they couldn't give me because of the government bid list, they couldn't really give me a solid number. But the reason that we did $60,000 was because we wanted to put a full skid plate protection underneath it as well. And it's going to be an enclosed UTV, so it'll also have air conditioning and heat. So if we do have to go out for mountain rescues and we do have people that are either dehydrated or over, heated or cool, we can at least get them in something and start making our way down to the mountain, or off a trail or something. Like I said,
It'd be quite a step up from the one you have now.
Oh,
yeah.
And is it rated for large people?
Yes. Yep. So the one that we have now is a side-by-side and it sits 5. It's just not enclosed.
Correct.
Yeah. So when I went and talked to the officers, all my officers and stuff, they're like, we think that having an enclosed cab would be more beneficial for us as the fire department, especially with the people that we have taken off the mountain or helped, especially like wildland fires. If you're working on the line all day, you get overheated, at least we can have something right there. We can throw someone in for rehab as well. So that's my first item, was the UTV. I know that we were supposed to prioritize certain things. That the most important thing for me that I'm asking for is actually the radios. The UTV, if we have if we can move forward, that'd be great. If not, but I know that we're talking about prioritizing and stuff like that. And radios is my biggest thing for communications. And that was my number 3 on the list. Sorry I'm jumping around, but I just wanted to.
It's okay.
We actually got, before I was here, State Representative Carey actually gave the fire department $50,000 for radios. We purchased 11 of them. I'm requesting $60,000 to get 16 more. And that'll fill everyone in our department with certified radios that can, for heat, they can stand water. Some of us right now, some of them have portables that they're not even rated for firefighting. They're rated for home use or Walmart, So I actually reached out to Mindy Dome, actually came to meet me when I first started, and I actually told her that I would appreciate if we could get more funding to finish this project. So, but I haven't heard back yet, so I just kind of want to move forward with the radios. And that was my other thing. And that is the price for one of the radios right now. And the reason I put 60,000 is because they said that it's probably going to go up. They couldn't give me a percentage yet, so that's why I kind of have like a little buffer. So it might be actually a little bit less than that, but I just wanted to.
Now, are they detachable batteries or encapsulated?
So they're detachable, yep, and they're fireproof, they're weatherproof and stuff like that. But they're lithium-ion batteries though, so we all know that, Yeah, so, but they are protected, they are, I always mess up this word, like, for static, they're static safe. Intrinsically safe, yeah.
They don't explode.
Yep, so all these radios are meant for that. So we actually did a live burn in November, and we had the newer radios that we got, and we had the older radios that some members still have, and we actually couldn't even talk through a concrete building where the burn building is behind the high school. We had really bad even radio communications through there. So that was a huge concern of mine.
Yeah, it should.
The new 16 will be on the same frequencies and strengths as the 10 existing?
Yep. Yep, they'd be exactly the same ones that we had got. And like I said, I'm waiting to hear from Mindy, Representative Mindy Dome, because she did say that she was gonna try and help us out. And she actually came in, I actually had both radios and showed her the difference and everything. She was happy that she got to see that in person. Good. So, like I said, but I just want to try and get this done because I think safety is number one. And, with 9/11, they had a huge radio communications, and I take radio communications pretty serious.
Just so the board knows too, if by chance you got that earmark prior to the town meeting, we could withdraw it even if you guys approved it. Or if they earmark the money after the fact, we could probably just say, put that back into the general fund, saying that the purchase was made, this is just helping fund it.
Yep.
Now, will his radios be able to interface with your radios?
Unfortunately, yes, we can talk.
But the other thing too is, like, I talked to Jeremy today too, and even the radios that we have now, if we ever had, we can reuse those for the DPW, like they can use
So
the ones.
Jeremy and Dave would get them?
They could, yeah, for our portables that we have now.
Good. You can get a couple to the school so they have if they need an emergency.
And then the second item was with the UTV, but the police chief and I actually are talking about the trailer, the enclosed trailer. I know that's an item that's less than 20,000. It was just gonna be an enclosed trailer for the UTV. We have a 2005 right now. It's an open trailer, but actually talking with my members and everything, they think it'd be a good idea to get an enclosed trailer because we can throw like the ice rescue sled on there, ropes, and we can actually just take the trailer and just go if we have an emergency instead of throwing stuff on the trailer and then going. And it's all protected, with the enclosed trailer. And we can also add like some scene lighting too. So if we have to go to one of the ponds, we can at least put scene lighting on this truck as well, on the enclosed trailer, so it can light up the scene as well.
And there could be some benefit to the police department too, just to, every once in a while we get into some large evidence, things that we're trying to gather. The truck is great and it serves its purpose, but we have done a couple of bigger things where Dave wasn't good enough to volunteer to dump trucks, so for us to help move some stuff where we could just use the trailer if they just took the UTV out. So it could kind of serve as a dual purpose. Obviously, you probably use it a lot more than us, but if we need it, we could use it.
Yeah.
Do you have a place to store that trailer? That's
Yeah.
from your.
Yep, so we measured and stuff, it'd go right in our station.
I believe that usually you're planning on either trading some stuff in.
Yes,
or
yeah,
repurposing the
yeah,
trailer for
yep,
the UTV,
yeah.
or-
Yep, and the stuff, if we did get funding for it, we would probably, see how much we'd get for the UTV. And then I already had guys on our department saying, if that goes to municipal bid for the trailer, I'll buy it. So, but we'd probably, we'd see if they, DPW needed to use the trailer first, before we put out the, bid or something like that.
Any further discussions or questions, guys?
Yeah, the trailer.
Okay.
I don't know, I'm a little hesitant about it being closed because you have a place for it to sleep already across the street, you know? And when you're bringing it out to a site, it's only taking weathering while it's at an event. It's not like it's gonna be stored outside like the stuff at West Street is outside.
Yeah, so that was thought of as
Help
well.
me justify that.
That was thought of as well, but like I said, is that we can throw our ice rescue suits in there, we can throw our rope bags in there, we can keep everything dry when we go on scenes, and it's not out in the open with the open trailer that we have, that we throw the stuff on there. You know, so and we can actually go on site and actually change right away into our Gumby suits for ice rescues, emergencies like that as well, with this enclosed trailer.
Inside the trailer?
Yeah.
While you're shy?
Well,
Would there be circumstances where we'd remove the UTV and then use the trailer for something?
yes, yeah, and like, that's what the police chief said too. Like, you know, if we have to, you know, move stuff at the public safety complex and stuff, it's just not gonna be for, it would be, the trailer would be for police and fire. That's what we were hoping for, is to, you know, use it together.
Honestly, you can share with any department
Yeah.
if you needed it, you know?
Right.
Jared
Yeah.
had some stuff that
We're gonna be having offices that are gonna be needing to be moved.
Right.
Save the time on renting another vehicle all the time.
Yeah.
Any further questions?
I'm in favor of the UTV.
Do we have to take them one at a time?
I would say one at a time.
Yes.
100%, yeah.
Break it
I'm in
down.
favor of it. In October of 2011, the present UTV was the only town vehicle that came up my street for 2 days. Couldn't get through. And they came up and told us, if you need our help, you're on your own, because we can't get a truck up there. And that was the only thing that came up. I live up on Carter Street. Okay. 2 days later, Dave was finally to bulldoze his way through the mess and get up there. But, so I'm in favor of it. I make the motion that we get the UTV for the fire department.
I have a second.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
None.
No. I did look online for a UTV and a Polaris. The highest one online for municipal, or for private use was 28 grand starting. But, you know, for 60, it.
Well, this doesn't put the extra skid plate underneath, the tires will
and
be more,
enclosed with the
yeah.
air conditioning
Yeah.
and heating and, yeah,
So unanimous?
yes.
yes.
All right, so we want to talk about the radios.
No, number 2 is the trailer.
Okay, number 2 is the trailer. Is there any discussion on the trailer?
I'll make a motion that we approve the trailer. I think it makes sense for the town, being multi-purpose, especially for our 2 safety counterparts.
We have a second.
I'm sick of that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any abstain, any no's?
Nope. That would have been the one I would have said no on, but
I didn't hear your motion.
it's okay.
Okay, the radios?
I'll make a motion that we approve the purchase of the radios for approximately $60,000, with the caveat that we try, go to Miss Dunn, Representative Dunn, and try to get our tax monies back from the state to buy radios for us.
That's what I'm working on.
Thank you.
And also grants too, if there's grants out there too, I'm putting in for grants too.
Homeland Security or?
Yeah, if they have them. Right now, it's kind of tight.
Can I have a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Thanks,
Thank you,
Chief.
Chief.
Thank you. Nice meeting you. next?
Who's next? Jeremy want to be next?
Yeah, we can do Jeremy.
Highway?
Does anybody need to get out of here anytime?
Doesn't matter to me.
Okay.
Didn't think I'd make it anyway. If I had the surgery today, I would have been out. But I just figured you might have some questions, especially on the sewer item, the generator.
Yeah.
Pleasant Street does not have a generator currently. It should have had one when the station was originally built. We've been going a number of years now without it. It has the connection for a generator. We have a trailer-mounted generator that we repaired ourselves, that we put into service this year because the State Street Station generator died on us. That's a critical station. We have no time to respond to that one. Pleasant Street, we've got a little bit of time. It's got a little bit of storage in the wet well before it would start overflowing. But when we have a big emergency, the October snowstorm, as Tom had referenced, we're just flat out. We just don't have time to go hook up a generator and set it up and get it running. So I really think we're playing Russian roulette, not having a generator at that station. I got prices a couple years ago. We were talking with Chris 2 years ago, and it was overlooked, never went through. And last year, he forgot about it. I tried to remind him about it. So the price I got was, I think I don't have it with me. I apologize. I was scrambling last minute here to get caught up on a bunch of other stuff today. But it was high 70s or $80,000 a couple of years ago. I juiced the price up a little bit, just to be on the safe side. But my intention would be to try to do like we did at State Street. That generator, we didn't have any money in the capital funds. I had to take any funds we had left over in the normal sewer accounts and rob from every different account to be able to pay for the generator. Generator cost us $26,000, but we reused the transfer switch, and there's a few bills that are still outstanding. The electrician just buttoned it up last week. I don't have his bills in yet, but the Pleasant Street station does not have an automatic transfer switch, so we would have to buy the transfer switch plus the generator. It would be a little smaller generator, but I'm thinking if we do the concrete work, buy the generator ourselves, and just have an electrician install the transfer switch and wire it, I think we could get it done a lot cheaper than this. But what I did 2 years ago is I contacted an electrician that's on a state bid list, and that's the price he gave me like a couple of years ago. So if we don't get involved, that's what we're gonna pay. If we do get involved and do a lot of the work ourselves, we could probably do it for half or less. But
That's the 110.
Now, this is just the generator outside, or is this a housekeeping pad with a fence around?
we would have to, yeah. The State Street station, we had to take apart our existing enclosure. We took the enclosure off the generator, slipped the old one out, put the new one in, replaced it all. We did that all with our people. And then we just hired the generator tech to come in and start it, and then an electrician to come in and put the finished wiring on. So we did more than 50% of the work in-house.
And like you said, no ATS over there. No automatic transfer switch.
On Pleasant Street, there is none. That we would have to buy with the generator, and it would have to be wired in, installed. And there's no pad out on Pleasant Street. The State Street station had an existing enclosure.
Yeah.
But we had to take it all apart to get the generator out and replace the new generator inside the enclosure. It was a lot of work. I don't know if you saw the trucks out there. We were out there for weeks trying to get the generator running at first, and then we just threw in the towel, and we spent so much money trying to get the old one running. I had 2 different generator techs. Our guys were trying to work on it. It was just, a lot of the parts are obsolete. They don't make them anymore. Kohler didn't manufacture the, brain's not functioning. Engine control module. we were buying aftermarket Chinese knockoffs, and I believe that's what the problem is. And I just threw in the towel after spending a ton of money on the old one, and no one could get it running. And we just went out and got the new generator, but
So
that's
what's driving this new request? Is it more usage of the line? Or is it just we want to have a backup plan?
we almost had a spill once, and now the requirements are getting more and more
Okay.
stringent. If we
Right.
have a spill, the EPA and the DEP are gonna be on us like you wouldn't believe.
Yeah,
And we have such limited time to respond. And besides, more and more houses have connected to the system since it was originally built up Cold Hill.
right.
So there is more flow in that station than when it was originally installed.
Okay.
But it's just, we're just playing Russian roulette. I mean, we've had a power outage at that station already. One leg went out
Okay.
and knocked the station out of service. And we were able to get one pump truck, I think it was Everson plus our vac truck, hauling water until we got the power restored.
Right.
But it's risky, you know, and it should have been, it's a requirement. It should be installed with any
Oh, yeah.
pump station now.
You can't really live without it.
No, and that's why
I'm surprised
the
it lasted this
DEP
long.
doesn't give you an option anymore. I don't know
No,
why it was
I
left
don't-
out when it was built in the 90s, but that was before my time, so.
I just
didn't-
thought the big generator down at Five Corners covered it all, but obviously it
No,
doesn't.
no, each station's gotta be
Right.
self-sufficient. And I'd really not like to go through what we just had to go through at State Street again. I mean,
Right.
we're still not done with that because I had to hold off on any other expenses, and as soon as free cash is certified, that's another thing Kevin and I will have to sit down on. We have to resupply our retained earnings into those accounts, because if anything else happens between now and July 1, we have no money to do anything. So it,
Yeah, that's for another board.
Exactly, that's a different.
yeah, but by putting things off like this is the
You can't-
problems that,
So there's no money in the
Compound.
sewer department to pay for part of this?
definitely not this year. We just spent everything
I
on
mean,
the
because
last
they
one.
pay fees, so
Right,
I'm
right.
just, that's
But I think it's basically they pass the fees on to,
South Hadley.
exactly, most of it is,
Okay.
I think there's some general money that comes in, but not a lot. Not enough.
Nothing to build up any capital monies
Not
to,
that kind of capital.
Well, the sewer commissioners could adjust the rates at the end of the year. Mid-year, it's tough. There's,
Right.
our hands are pretty much tied. We have so much dollars to use, and that's it.
okay.
Dave, the Form C request is for 110.
Yeah,
What's with you doing some of the work, what's the best case scenario on that? Ballpark, not gonna hold you to it.
well, we just, like I said, we probably did the State Street for under 30, but that didn't have a pad, or that had a pad. We will have to pour a concrete pad, we have to do the excavation work, we have to bring in natural gas to supply it, so there might be some plumbing. The gas company, I don't know if there's any fees for the
There's always
new
fees.
connection. Yeah, there's always fees.
There's always fees.
And then we'd have to have the transfer switch and the electrician to wire it. So there's gonna be more wiring. Price of copper went nuts this last year or so. So I do expect it will probably be more than the State Street station, but I think if we do a lot of the work ourselves and only contract out the wiring, I think we could save quite a bit.
Yeah, we know we can do the pad, that's not a problem.
Yeah, yeah. We did the last pad, we did one at the cemetery station a few years back. We did it pretty much the same way, in-house, a lot of it. We did the pad, we did the excavating.
Yeah. Okay. Do you have any further discussion? Hearing none, I'd like to have a motion.
I'll make a motion, we appropriate 110,000 for the new 50 kilowatt generator for Pleasant Street pumping station.
Have a second?
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, passes.
The other request was for a 550. It's to replace a 2013. That's just normal replacement. It's coming up on 16 years old, so by the time we get a new truck in, it's not imminent failure or anything like that, but I'd like to try to keep them somewhat current. I've got another pickup that's just a little bit older than, or younger than that one.
How long is it taking you to get in a vehicle after you get it past us, through the town meeting, and off the bid list?
Depends on the vehicle. The big trucks took me forever, although the Peterbilt was delivered real quick, but the body came out of Canada, and it was almost a year waiting on the body. I mean, I had the truck sitting at the upfitter in, I think, November. We ordered it, I think Chris signed the order last September, and it was at the upfitter, the truck itself, the chassis was at the upfitter in a year ago, November, and we didn't get the truck until October of this year. So it's a good year.
Yep. And what is this truck primarily used for? Is this an everyday runner, or?
This truck here, I have a quote from Marcotte, but I put a little bit more in there to put a central hydraulic system, so we can use it for sanding as well. We've got one other 550 that's outfitted with a full sander and complete computer system. This one I would probably just use a little simpler control system. It wouldn't be a closed loop system on sanding, but it would be controllable by the cab. I mean,
Yep.
The closed loop monitors your output in the back of the truck. You'll make a setting in the truck, and it obviously it adjusts for your speed. And if the hydraulics slow down a little bit because your RPM slow down, it opens the valve a little bit more to make up the difference, to make sure you're spreading exactly what you put in the computer. But this one won't be that complicated. It'll be more or less a simple, it is somewhat computer controlled, but it's
Probably more
not
reliable.
closed loop. Not closed loop, yes.
How many miles on the old one?
Let me see if I've got that written down here. Like I said, I apologize, I ran out quickly, didn't even think I could make it today. It's a 2013, thought I had it down.
That should be on your inventory list.
Yeah, it might be, I don't know if I have the mileage on here though. The 550s, we use them quite a bit, because we use them winter, summer, and they're used a lot more than the big trucks, actually. My guess, if I had to guess, it would probably be in the 70s.
Okay.
Thought I had written it down, but I don't see it, can't find it.
Dave, what's your intention on the old truck if you got a new truck?
We would probably just auction it. We did quite well at the last auctions. Everything went except for one vehicle, the COA van. And I'm working on that right now with Auctions International to maybe award to the next bidder. The low bidder did not pay yet, and they're supposed to pay within so many days, otherwise,
Gets thrown out.
yeah. But all the 10 pieces that just went, we generated $50,000, I think $800 for the town.
So where does that money go in?
That goes back to the general fund.
The general fund?
Yep.
You did well with the vacuum truck. You did well with the vacuum truck.
Yes, yes. We try to save everywhere we can.
I commend you for that.
Is there any further discussion?
I've got no questions.
Good. You got a question?
No, I do not.
Oh, okay. Can I have a motion?
I make the motion that we approve the 550 truck for the highway department.
Second?
I will second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Thank you.
I'd like to interject something before we get to
The same
the
packet
4 days
as
leave,
Jeremy's.
Okay.
before we get to the next one.
Sure.
I want to commend Dave for looking out for the town's money. Last year, I know he did a good deal with that vacuum truck. Last year, when we approved the new generator for the high school, he kind of enlisted me to try and do some footwork to see if we could get that other one patched up. I spent a tremendous amount of my own time chasing down stuff that was just plain obsolete and couldn't be done. I want to put the good word out for Dave.
Okay.
I spent time with Rydmore up in Fitchburg, which is a truck junkyard, so to speak, for even they could.
Which town is this one? Jeremy?
Yeah, there comes a time the manufacturers don't want to hear any more about it.
Yep, yep. And then,
Lights, is this the lights?
yes.
Good night.
All right, good night.
Thanks, Dave.
Which gentleman or winning guy want to go first?
He's wearing yellow, so.
I don't know what that means, but okay. Good evening, gentlemen. So I have one item that's actually only the capital item because it's over 25,000, and then as Chief said, I'll be discussing 2 others that are under 25,000, but we want to make you aware of, so that way we're out in the open with what purchases we're looking to try to bring forward to the Finance Committee and to put on for a warrant, articles for the town meeting, if possible. So the first one is, you'll see there from, there's a quote from Innovus Energy, and it is for the lighting at the Granby Free Public Library. So currently we have a system in there, and I know Mr. Mayhew is familiar, I've told him a few times of some of our woes with that building. Currently in that system, it's all computerized for the light controls. Each light that's in there has an IP address to the fixture. So therefore it'll know when a light is on, when a light is off, tell it to come on, tell it to go off. That system is failing. We've had multiple problems with it. It's not supported anymore. Some people might have heard of a couple other towns that have had this problem where they've actually had to get people from Canada to come down, fly them in to be able to work on the systems. The other issue is when they put it in, they didn't go with a full LED system. They ended up going with T5 bulbs. And then they also did battery backup ballasts inside of fixtures. So we currently have 63 emergency lights that are built into the system that's there now. On an average, I believe I put it in there on the breakdown for the costs of what it's costing us per year just to replace the ballasts, have electrical work, and all that. It's gotten very expensive. On the last emergency lighting test that we did for the annual, we had over 24 emergency battery ballasts fail, which means each one at a cost of about $600 is going to have to be replaced. Regardless of whether or not we go with this system, we're going to have to do that before we can ever get this put in. But the biggest problem is with the controls. Again, Encellium is the name of the company that currently was the components in there. Dave DeRocher actually spent about 6 hours 3 weeks ago just trying to get in the system, turn the parking lot lights on. Was able to add 1 hour to the time, and that is it. For whatever reason, we can't get it to go past 1 in the morning. So my whole thing with this is the system hasn't completely failed yet, but it's on the way out. If you go by, we're wasting so much energy. You can go by in the middle of the night and look and go, oh, what's going on at the library? It's lit up like we're having a full-blown party in there. It's not being told to do that. It's just coming on its own. We've had other areas in the children's section where they were there for 3 days and the lights were not coming on, and it was instructed to do so. So before it fails, I'd like to move forward with trying to get this done, go out for a request for pricing again so that we can get more in. Also trying to look to see underneath being green community this year before we jump on anything that maybe there's also more funds available for that. We are hoping to do that. Unfortunately, we've had a change of administrator at the time too, and I was told that she was good at writing grants and might have a way to do that. So right now, we have to kind of, while we're in flux, try to figure out another means to do that. If we had a grant writer, it would be even better, but at the moment, we don't.
Jeremy, on your Form B, you list $136,979 as the total, but the subtotal is $12,005.
I think you have to, we ended up with a public safety complex.
So that's where we should have had more
I think you should have
information?
more information somehow. The contract for public safety complex was attached to this.
Yeah, I don't know how, I've got the library stuff that's in front of me,
Yeah.
so the total upgrade,
Pass it down so they can see it, you know.
I mean, that's what
We have it on the back. It's a couple pages in. The financials. Not the Form B.
just to make sure we have everything.
We're all looking at the same page.
I might not only one.
We can
Share, we can share. So your total upgrade cost, 102,406. I was actually gonna try to move forward with an 8% buffer in there, which would bring it to 110,599. Again, we're hoping to not even hit that mark. As we're doing things, if we can try to go forward and get green communities, try to get something in there with a grant where maybe we can get more money. That would be the price, of course, before any incentives, things like that. So even at that price, if we get the incentives from the electric company, even the gas company, I guess, had some that they could work in there, it would be cheaper. So you would see cost less, the incentive would be 78,126. Unfortunately for anything like that, with request for pricing, if the price before any incentives is higher than 100,000, we'll have to go out for an RFP anyway, and then afterwards we can work that down. But again, if we can get a grant, that would also help us out.
Now, does the library currently have a building management system in it, a BMS? And is it integrated into the lighting here? And
So-
does it talk to the police station and the
No.
school?
No, it does not. None of our buildings talk to each other with any of the systems,
Okay,
which is probably good because a lot of them seem to fail.
that's, well, yeah.
So a lot of the companies I've had come in have debated back and forth whether that would be something that would be a good idea or a bad idea.
Yeah, a lot of the municipalities around here
Yeah.
have one main system, and they have all their buildings on like one specific map. Like, the city of Springfield has every school listed on a map, and when the facility director goes in the morning, if he sees a red color, he knows to go to that school and look at his building management system to see if things are working. You could, I mean, Innovis here could obviously do that if they're trying to sell a carrier replacement, an iView replacement to the chief there. And over at the high school, we have an automated logic system. They can integrate those together through one main IP.
And you, I don't want to get too off base here, but I know you keep talking about the high school and then talking to the other buildings. And again, I don't want to sound bad with that, but the schools and the regular buildings are separated for the maintenance aspects.
Yep.
So I could see if you're saying like the library and a couple of other buildings, but we're separate maintenance departments. We're kind of function
Different pots of
separately. Yeah,
Okay.
you know, so that's kind of where we've thought along the line with that up until this point. And the systems over at the police department for their lighting is a different type of system. The one, and like the one we're looking at here for a Novus, the other great thing too is we'd be talking about one that is more like the police department where you can actually get a, help me on that one, chief, wasn't it a notebook or whatever, we could actually go up to each one, a tablet. So the system on a tablet, you can go up to underneath them and actually see which system you're under, the lighting, the IP address, and actually control it all there. So you could actually control the settings of the lights for whether it's daylight, cool pool white, all of that. And then we're thinking about trying to figure that out, if we can work with that with the police department. The only problem is a lot of that was put in and nobody really knows the system. It's like, where is it, what's going on, and,
So who's the facility manager?
well, I'm the facility manager, but there is
Okay.
no records of it. Nobody that's around seems to know what
There's not an
happened.
operations and maintenance manual anywhere?
Nope,
No idea.
nope.
It was put in with some of the green community stuff, and
It's like
they got away, walked through, did something, and I don't know where stuff went. honestly.
Go into your mechanical room, look at the main panel, there should be a phone number on the panel there, it tells what company it is.
There is, again, we've had contractors through that, that's what we're trying to do. We go up into the crawl spaces, we go up into the attic areas, we're trying to look at any type of documents, trying to find where it's wired back to. It's a big question. We've had Collins Electric through doing lighting, and it's a big guessing game as to how half of the system even works.
Elm does electrical installs for temperature control systems.
Yeah.
And they're local out of Westfield, you might want to try them.
Yeah, we had them in for stuff before
Okay,
for the emergency system and everything.
so if you've already used them, yeah. But
Yeah.
yeah. And if you, like I said, I'm abstaining from this because this is close to what I used to do and might possibly do in the future.
Yep.
But if you need help, I do know people that I can get you in touch with that can educate you on the system, bring you up
That's
to
appreciated.
speed, and, yeah, get you, so we can make our town buildings work better for us.
Yeah, because I mean, you heard Mr. Mayhew chuckle a little bit with this. We're looking on other aspects for things, just trying to find books on what was put in for equipment, what manufacturers, and there's like no information. I have full access to all of our documents that are in storage, and I've been going through them for years, just trying, hoping to God I can come across a errant book somewhere, but it's just not there. It's been poor record keeping for it in the past, and I don't know why, and I'm not trying to throw anybody under the bus.
Yep.
It's just unfortunate.
I got a question, Jeremy.
Yes.
The current system obviously is problematic, no longer supported. This Innovis, is this a proven system? Do you know anyone else that's using it?
Well, Innovis Energy is the name of the company. I don't have the spec sheet with me to the whole system. But I've looked that one up online that they had that, again, you can go through with the tablet and everything. And it's used countrywide, and it looked like it had a lot of great reviews on it, but I don't know of personal people in the area. I could actually go through to Innovis and try to get the list of people in the area that they've put it in for.
This isn't the same one that Wilbraham had on, that they were on 60 Minutes, is it?
No, well, the current one in the library is, yes. It's the
Okay.
exact same system. That's
So-
the problem. So when Wilbraham was having that, they had to fly him from Canada.
So reach out to
Down.
their facility manager, I think it's still Mr. Cinadella.
Yeah,
Go see him and, yeah, he can hook you up.
yeah. So, and we keep having our IT people down all the time to reconnect to the system, and it's costing us a lot of money, Every time they're coming down, $500-600 just for IT to try to reconnect to the system.
It's a money pit.
Yeah, and then the fact that they're T8 fixtures. So again, this would replace every fixture with an LED. So the energy savings would be there, the amount of money that we're spending for labor, and then the bulbs, keep doing. And remember, you're paying for the fluorescent bulbs to buy them and dispose of them. So even if we were to able to get, say, 8 to 10 years out of most of the LED fixtures before we start getting problematic with the ones that are in longer, on longer, we might have to change them out. It would still cost less to change out complete fixtures of LEDs than doing some of the ballasts and the bulbs and everything down the line. And I'm just putting it forward. If people choose not to do it, I can understand that too, and respect everybody's opinion. I'm just trying to think of if this crashes, where we're gonna be at.
Any further discussion?
Again, Joe, because this is close to control, so
Okay.
I'm abstaining.
Okay. Can I have a motion?
I'll make a motion that we pass this.
Okay. All in favor?
Maybe a second.
Second, I'm sorry. Got ahead of myself.
I'll
One second. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
And
Abstain.
Joe's abstained.
And I thank you.
So it's 136,979 is what, up to, is that what, am I reading this right?
110,599,
Correct,
Right.
110,599.
because that's the 102,406 plus 8%.
Yep.
110,599? It's 136. That's what he asked for the capital.
No, because the 136 was that's the one I questioned earlier.
Well, I think that we had the wrong attachment, but the actual.
Right. This should be it's the new one there, right?
That's the new one.
That's one person.
Okay,
See if I have the colored one here again.
I just want to have the right numbers, the exact, double.
No, we don't want to approve something and then have it be the wrong.
It wasn't wrong, you had the wrong number because you had the wrong thing attached.
When she sent it back over.
Yeah, so it's 110, I just wanted the right number,
so
110.
110,599, okay,
okay,
all right.
okay, a little confusing, but we got it.
That's almost 20,000 per light.
Wish I had the total number in front of me. Again, the 63 of the lights I was talking about, emergency battery backup ballast, that's only the ones with the battery backup ballast. That's only about a quarter of the lights that are in there. So instead of going with wall packs, they went with the built into the fixtures, so it's a nightmare. So they're replacing every fixture, not just the ones that are with battery backup. But thank you, and I
That
most
brings it
likely
down
will
to-
reach out to
That
you.
brings it down to $5,000 a light.
Yeah,
A bargain.
what a bargain, what a bargain.
Yeah, but each one's IP based, and it's got a control system, which,
All right, so the other item that I was going to discuss with you this evening was the zero-turn mower that I was looking to put in for with the purchase price of $23,176. And that was for a 62-inch mower. I believe I don't know if you printed out a copy of the quote sheet for each person.
They have that.
Yeah, we have,
Okay. The one for this year, right? Not from, okay. So currently we have two in there. You'll see that even on the sheet I put there, we currently have a 72-inch mower, which now is 4 years old. We got that at the start of COVID. We've been using that one. And we've still been trying to use the 62-inch mower that we currently had in, which now has, I believe, over 600 hours on it. We're pretty much at the life expectancy of it. This past year, we've had to do several repairs on it. It has oil leaks, which we've been trying to track down what it is. You just replace the oil pump. It helped a little bit. Some of the seals on it are going, and it's just getting very old. The frame itself has had a lot of cracks, so we've had to replace the welds on them and try to keep it going. So we'd like to get this other one, but we don't want to retire the other one yet. We'd still like to keep the other 62-inch in as a third, because there's a lot of time with three of us that do mowing all the time. It'd be nice when we have storms and then we have a break in the weather and we can get out and mow to actually increase the amount of time we're on mowers. The last couple of years, there's been times we fall behind because we're out there, we're using two, one might break down, and then we're only with one. So if we were able to get this one, we'd like to keep the old 62-inch and keep it in the fleet until it's totally worn out. We don't want to dump a ton more money into it, so this way if something catastrophic happens to it, we then can see whether it's worth a trade-in or an auction or something at that point. But we don't plan on that immediately.
where do these sleep?
Currently in this garage right behind us.
Okay, so they're secure.
Yes.
Not of the elements.
Nope, those are always in here, and now we have this heated in the winter time, so they're actually being treated much better than they ever
Okay.
have been. So if we went down there right now, you'd see the other two that are in there. Yeah. Yes,
The existing one only has 600 hours, you said?
yes.
600?
Yes.
That's 3 months. On a 40-hour week. It's only 3
I'd
months
have to
old.
look at it again, but yeah, it's seven
Yeah, but he's
and a
saying,
half years old.
he's saying a 28-hour week here for usage.
Yeah.
on the Form B. But you also say you use it 10 months a year.
We use them right up until the end of December a lot of times. So depending on how, and then we'll get them out there.
A lot of grass
usually
growing at
by-
your house in December?
No, but we bag with them. That's why it has the bushel,
Okay.
10 bushels. We use those at Dufresne Park in between things. We use at Brown Ellison to pick up all the leaves and each other property. We didn't even get to finish the police and fire department this year. If you go behind there, there's tons of leaves because we ended up getting snowed out. What's that?
Always last.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
Does West Street get cleaned?
Yes, it does. And we
Is,
use it at there as well.
is that open to the public, the West Street, the fields behind there and the
It is not.
playground? And
It is not.
so why are we bothering maintaining it?
Fire hazards. We maintain the grass height and take all the leaves off to reduce fire hazards around the building. It's actually one of the requirements being an abandoned building, is that we maintain the property around it to reduce hazards for fire. We started for a couple of years, you might have noticed, not mowing it. And then the insurance company came in and kind of hit us on that and said, we need to maintain it. So, I would like, time-wise, not to have to, but, unfortunately with, again, the fire risks and that, they figured it was the best.
And the only reason those fields are not accessible to the public is because the building's not open? Or?
Correct. It's more of a safety hazard right now, and again, because we have parts of it, that's why we had to start putting fence up around it. That was also another thing for the insurance company. We just had to sign an attestation of that, it was last month, that we at least try to keep people off the property because it's an abandoned property. If it's not in use on a daily basis, say there's an office out of it or being used, it's considered abandoned, and not being used. So even though maintenance department's in there every day, walking through, checking it, we keep our equipment on part of the property, and we have the other building, they consider the building itself abandoned building.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Any other questions on that one?
We don't have to vote on this. It's
Nope.
not a capital.
No.
We want to just thank you for presenting it, and
There's one
we're
more.
going to, yeah. there's
Yes,
one
there
more.
is.
All right.
Yep, I just want to make sure it gets out there in the public that we're
Yeah.
looking at it.
Yep.
And again, you know, it'll go, finance committee will do it, and then we'll
Yeah.
move forward to the select board, and then if it does go to a meeting, that's up to the general public. If they choose
Yeah.
not to, that's fine.
Could even
Everybody
be free
has,
cash,
yeah, so,
small enough.
I would hope, but yeah, we'll see. I know money is gonna be tight this year. I have no other expectations, I just know it's gonna be tight. So the last one you'll see in there is for carpet company, which actually is for like a vinyl composition flooring type floor that is at the dispatch. So police dispatch currently has 2x2 tiles that are inside of the dispatch flooring area. Each one of those can actually be lifted out of place so that access of wiring and other computer components and everything underneath that floor can be accessed, and then they can be put back into place. Because as time goes on, we're not fully washing that floor. You don't want to saturate it, water could go through and into the components. As people are walking, the edges have started to cup on a lot of those and lift, and they're getting worn out as well. So what we're looking at doing for a safety and health, because of the dirt and the things that can get under the edges, is actually have that completely replaced. So that way we'd have a safer and healthier room for the people to be in. So that's why I'm looking for $12,900 to do that project. Maintenance department would have to go through with the help of police and probably IT, where we'd have to move all of the materials out of there to be able to actually put the flooring in. So we'd have to coordinate that.
Is that underfloor air conditioned?
Under the floor, you said?
Yes.
There's no climate control.
Okay.
There's concrete, it's built up, it's probably like an 18-inch.
Crawl space.
I think all they did, yeah, I think all they did was the vapor barrier for the concrete
Yeah.
up. So it's, yeah, it's not. So that's also why sometimes you get the humidity that's in the room, and then you've got actually kind of drier underneath. And with the two acting together, we've had issues. And we're trying to get under management the humidity in that area as it is.
Okay.
All right, well, thank you.
Again, just wanted to make you aware of it.
Appreciate that.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time, we appreciate it.
Thanks, Jeremy.
Question, Jeremy.
Yes.
How many hours on your big mower, on that big Toro?
I don't know offhand. I didn't bring that to you.
Is that 5 years old now?
Yes, yes, we've been out of warranty for a couple. It's had a 3-year manufacturer warranty on there. So far, we've been running pretty good. Last year, we had a couple of years where we had a lot of downtime on that one. We had heat sensors that were going on it. We had a couple computer modules that had issues. And at one point, we actually went down there, we brought it down thinking it would be quicker for service if we brought it to them. And I had to park it next to, I believe it was 12 other ground masters. So that's when I started looking into possibly if we look at a different mower. And pretty much every company I've talked to had issues with one kind or another. So, but I think they took the bugs out of it now. I don't want to jinx myself this spring, but we just replaced a couple spindles on it and everything's running well. So, but I can get back to you personally on the hours of what we've got.
I'll find you somewhere.
Oh, thank you.
School department?
Good evening. So this is not a new request. The best way I could think of this is a supplemental request. So the generator project that was approved by the committee and by the town last year hasn't been started yet. I submitted the draft of the request for bids in July. I'm not an expert in procurement. I want to make sure that everything went out correctly. I didn't get any feedback. I resubmitted it in November, still haven't heard anything. And so I knew at this point prices have changed, and in order to be able to move this project along, I was able to get some updated information from a couple of the vendors. The company we had gotten our original quote from, or for the generator itself, had not gotten a new price list from Kohler yet. I'd been requesting that since the beginning or end of November, beginning of December when this came out, and still I haven't gotten feedback. I did look at some market indicators, and that is where I came up with that percentage increase, was seeing what has been happening over the year with generator prices. So I'm looking not for the whole price, but for that supplemental amount, that additional 25,652 to be able to complete that generator. And if it obviously with any of these projects, if it comes in under, then those are funds returned to the town.
Any questions or discussion?
I don't have any.
No.
Any questions?
This is, yeah, this is just inflation.
Basically.
Yes.
We will try to get that RFQ out. We obviously need to move forward and find out real numbers and see what we can come up with.
Now we can do that RFP without all the funds necessary to do it.
We can do the RFP to see if we can lock something in that if we push it far enough
Oh,
out, by the time we probably put an RFP together,
okay.
Mr. Dorman and I'll probably try to sit down and hash something out.
Okay.
We have guidance now.
Yeah.
Mr. Martin's back helping us, trying to get the books back together and stuff like that. So if we put it out, realistically by March, end of March, by the time we get something back, we could say something like a 90-day quote or something, and it should be in a real ballpark.
Right.
And be able to commit.
Yeah, if we can get a 90-day quote, that could get us past our town meeting.
Exactly.
And we had another surge on the school campus again this summer, and that is part of this project, is the lightning protection and surge protection for the campus. And we had another event. We've had 3 in the past 4 years. So we're really trying to move this project forward for a number of reasons. So.
Now, Joe, should we make this a not to exceed number? Or?
I wouldn't do that only because we just don't know.
And when they word it, it's gonna say up
You know,
to,
up to,
up to this number.
Yeah.
anyway.
Okay,
yeah, that's the
And
word.
then if they don't do run into some kind of an issue, we probably have to talk to finance committee and see
Yeah.
if we can get a reserve fund transfer or something just to push us over the top if necessary. But there's enough checks and balances, I think, in the system that,
Yeah,
well, the 103,848 is already appropriated, right?
Correct.
yes,
That passed.
that
that was
passed.
last year, you know?
Yes.
So that's just sitting here waiting for the,
Yeah, that's
Extra.
approved
for
money.
the, right, so that's there for the school to do the generator. Now it's just a matter of, Mr. Dover thinks we need the extra 25.
25,652.
Right, so, we'll get working on the RQ, or RFP, whichever one we have to do, and get that out and get some real numbers and try to lock it in so that by the time town meeting comes, we know that number's good, and then we can save it until, basically July 1, where the extra funds would be available to finish the project.
Now, there was no surge protection installed when we built the new school at East Meadow?
No,
Nothing.
it didn't have surge suppression either.
Wow.
And that's, and no surprise, that's where the bulk of the damage has been at East Meadow.
Wow.
There was some on the temperature control system, but it did take one hit.
Yeah,
And
well,
my
if you take
former
a big enough
employer's
hit.
stuff.
Okay. So, is there any further questions or discussions?
I'll make a motion that we approve the standby generator replacement and the surge protector.
Second.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye. Thank you.
Opposed?
Thank you.
Sure.
Mr. Lane?
Oh, yeah. Cemetery?
Yes. Rest of the rest of the night.
Right.
Or you want to go and talk about your quotes here?
Yeah, I've lost track of time, I forgot about it. I just got-
That's all right, you're still in the
No
ballpark.
worries, no worries, we're here, we're here. You want, do you want to come up and explain what you're looking for, or? Do you need a copy of what you said?
No, that's all right. We're looking to replace our 1990 Cub Cadet lawn tractor that tows the dirt away from the grave when we dig a grave with a power buggy with a stand behind that has a dump body on it, which will come in handy for a lot more things than just moving the dirt, like for cleanup, pickup of boxes, dead flowers, and everything else. The Cub, if you looked at it, you would think it didn't run. It's that bad, so just before it dies.
So this is one of those stand-on?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
And you steer up with the two handles, is that how that works? or-
Yeah.
Okay.
We may, just to make sure it fits our need, we may rent one before we buy it. And the guy that I'm dealing with, he's probably gonna let us use it for nothing if we're gonna purchase it, so. Just wanna make sure
It works for you.
it'll fit our needs, but like our new tractor, I like to dig faster, so I got a bigger bucket on the new tractor. So with the dump cart,
Yeah.
it's pretty hard getting all the dirt in the cart with the bigger bucket, so I want to make sure that the opening of this power buggy, they got some different sizes, so we gotta be careful with that.
Now, this Cub Cadet's only 35 years old. You sure you can't get more use out of it? I said the Cub's only 35 years old,
Yeah.
so.
You drive it down the road straight, and you can go like this with the steering wheel, and you're still going straight.
So, okay, this is on 25,000.
Yeah, so there's no
Yep.
votes. Yeah, yeah, just thank you for coming in and presenting your, your request and give us a better understanding.
So we'll forward it for the budget and
Yeah.
Yeah,
we'll go.
all right,
Alrighty.
all right, thank you.
Thanks, Gordon. Appreciate it.
There's 3 different ones, right?
What's that?
There's 3 different ones.
Yeah, I don't, the only question I would have was like, can everyone out? He needs to stand up, but
They're definitely handy.
All right.
All right, you're the last guy.
I know we have the veterans,
no, no, probably not.
memorial.
So we'll press on with that.
Yeah, so we should, agree to start discussion on that.
Okay.
I know, yeah.
So we have 3 members that won't be voting. We'll talk about that in a minute.
Right.
I won't be voting, so I'll give the proposal for the shed. We've got a proposal, a request on Form C for $40,000, and that's to build a gazebo, a covered gazebo on the existing foundation where the garage was.
I do not want to interrupt, but it is a pavilion, not a gazebo. Jason was supposed to upgrade that.
Okay.
There is a difference.
When it comes to code, there
It
is.
goes into, on paperwork to be voted on it.
Okay.
Should be considered a pavilion.
All right, so a pavilion is what we're looking for. 40,000 is our estimate to have this built. It'll be built on site. And that's for all town use, basically, for not just for our veteran ceremonies, but part of the Veterans Memorial Complex, if you will.
I've had some discussions with Jason too, just because he works with me and for me. He even suggested possibly, I know the Fogies use that for their, they use the dew frames for their
Right.
concerts. They possibly can move the concerts to right up at the, right next to the, at the Veterans Park. Right.
Tough parking, yeah.
It is, but we also have some parking down on the hill and down in our place too.
Right.
So
Yeah.
just, there's plenty of uses, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
The holiday tree lighting, there's a
Exactly.
bunch of different things.
It was used last year for a ceremony. It was a
Promotion?
soldier that was getting promoted
Yeah.
to general, and he wanted his ceremony there because he liked the place.
Good.
So we accommodated him. We got a bunch of chairs and got it all set up for him. I think there'd be other private functions that could be held there. Some of that has to be gone through the board of selectmen to be approved, I believe, or the park commission. I'm not-
Yeah.
Yeah, it might be able to, like, as you rent out for his park, they probably gotta kind of look at some kind of plan on a usage,
Right.
Yes.
committee or something.
But we want it to be part of town.
Sure, no, it's,
How big is the pavilion?
24 by 40.
24 by 40.
It'll be handicap accessible, it'll have power, we'll have a speaker system in there, so when we have an event, we won't be bringing a battery-powered speaker there, so it's gonna be very nice.
I believe the water too, right, you're gonna have at least.
Water.
Potable water
Yes.
for the watering you have to do up
Water
there.
for the flowers, only non-potable.
Right.
This is approximately what the building, that's not the size, but that's what
Yep.
it's going to look like, that type of construction. There'll be rafters and cross ties on, I believe.
Like this one back here used to be before it was enclosed.
Right,
Yes.
it will not be, it's not gonna look like Dufrane's pavilion.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be a nice, functional, but much,
More post and beam.
Well, it's gonna be new.
yeah, aesthetically appealing.
Yep.
Good.
Is there any way you can get it onto the camera? Can you zoom in on that or turn it sideways?
Rest it on the table.
Take your phone, instead of like this, go like this, and it'll reorientate.
There you go, yeah.
That is similar, that is not the same size as the one we're looking for.
Okay.
It's gonna have fans in it, ceiling fans, lighting.
Okay, so we need to have a motion first. Which one of you gentlemen, I would one vote.
Now, hold on a second. Is there any possibility of getting it through donations, like most of the other things at the Veterans Park there?
If we, I mean, yes, but it would probably take us 10 years to get that kind of donations.
Right now, our major fundraisers are a picnic in the park
Mm-hmm.
and the golf tournament, And between the two, we realized the net of approximately 10,000.
A year.
A year.
So it'd be 4 years.
So it'd be another 4 years at that rate.
If we spent nothing else on anything else, but our committee buys all the flags, so we spend money on upkeep. That's not the fundraising isn't only for the gazebo pavilion.
Right. Okay.
Okay. So I'd like to have a motion.
I'll make the motion that we appropriate $40,000 towards the purchase, building of a pavilion at the Veterans Park.
Second. You can second this, right?
We're gonna have to have,
Your special need.
a vote of necessity, because there are 3 of you
Right.
that are members of the, so one
One
could vote.
one of us, one of you guys can vote for it.
Tom can vote for us.
You want to
Well,
vote
you
for it?
didn't get seconded yet, did you?
No, I did. Joe.
He did,
Okay.
I'm the primary, he's the secondary.
So Joe, you seconded it?
yes.
Yes.
Okay.
All in favor?
Aye.
And Mr. Rousseau is voting out of necessity due to the fact that there's 3 members of the Veterans Committee
Correct.
on the
Capital
capital
improvement.
improvement. Correct.
Save the best for last.
I hope so. Because we're not money yet. This is our annual request for a cruiser. The mileages are down a little bit on the cars. This one, when it gets traded in, it's probably gonna have around 75,000 miles on it, but it is a hybrid. And the warranties on these, the batteries are only warranted for so long. And I do not want to see this car become a financial burden to the town. These, alone, we had one thing, this was covered under warranty last year, we had an alternator replaced, it was $2,500 just for an alternator. And we had to pay for the batteries in the town, not the big chassis battery, but just the batteries to start the normal engine, was nearly $500. So just the expense of, when these cars run out of warranty are very high. So we'd be purchasing another hybrid because of the green community. That's what we have to do. It would be a 2026 Ford Police Interceptor SUV. I'm estimating, I got an estimated price of $72,941, and then I'm estimating possibly $1,000 trade. And then, which we can talk about whether I can reach out to them to see what the trade will be when we get closer. Again, we're speculating it's roughly a year from now that the car will be ready. We can try putting it on this bid to see if we can get some better money for the car. They just won't even give us a real number. I know I'm getting at least $1,000 for a car. And we try to do our best. Sometimes there's been years where I got $3,500 for a trade-in. All that goes back to the town. I can't get a real trade number a year away. So that's why the $1,000 speculation.
Yeah, things can go wrong in a heartbeat.
But it would be a fully marked car, just like all the
A normal
others.
cruiser. Any questions or discussion?
Other than that alternator problem, have you had any other hybrid type issues?
There's some check engine like things and things like that. The older, like anything, the first couple of years there, they're getting better.
Okay.
But the first couple of years were rough. Thank goodness under warranty, but again, we're down a car every time we have to bring it over to the Ford dealership to get looked at. So, scrambling sometimes, but.
And an officer.
Yeah, an officer, tying up people, trying to get them over there too, yeah.
And if he needs a ride back, too.
Right, exactly. Well, I usually step up and try to get that stuff done, so. But yeah, so,
And just for camera, leasing, still not an option? because
leasing
of-
is not a viable option because basically you're financing the car over a 3-year period and they still expect you to buy it out, so you're paying more money.
And this will come with interchangeable lights, cages, any of that stuff?
Anything that's interchangeable, we will interchange.
Yep.
I haven't spec'd out just everything, but again, anything we can reuse. The lights are tough. after, most of these cars are like a 5-year cycle, the electronics and stuff, it's not worth risking putting that back in and not having the car set up. But, you know, the cages, if they're interchangeable, we definitely will reuse.
I guess it comes down to, me and the chief were talking about, we haven't gone down to the path of 150,000 miles on these cars because it possibly become very unreliable. And we can't have that.
And again, like I think we talked about something else prior today, possibly, or I've had this discussion in the past, 75,000 miles on a car, that's the odometer.
You're right.
We're not talking the hours, and the engine hours, I didn't go in this particular project, I usually have that ready for town meeting. But when you do the calculations that they show you on the internet on how to do it out, most of these cars, I know the cars that were pushing 100,000 were almost 400,000 with the hours. Right. These things run constantly, and we want them dependable, so when there is an emergency, we can get to folks and help them.
Any further questions or discussion?
No, I'm good.
We good?
I'll make a motion, we
Okay.
approve the Form C for the new vehicle.
Second?
I make the motion that we approve the police cruiser.
Okay. Second? Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? None.
I have a follow-on question, Chief.
Yep.
So I'm looking at the 5-year project. A couple of the years, there's one item, and then in 28, there's 3 items. It's on the last page of the packet that I got.
Yep.
So in 28, there's 3 items. I'm just wondering if we should move one of those items to a different year.
We can speculate that. You know,
Okay.
Possibly even next year, one of the marked cruisers is actually one of the last gas ones we have, so I may try to push that off 1 year. So yes.
Okay.
There's definitely, and the server is just a possibility. We may have some grant funding that I can get to pay for that, and we'll never see it, but I just have to put it on my
Yep, fair enough.
5-year plan.
All right, very good, thank you.
Thank you.
This concludes our business. I'd like to have a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion that we adjourn tonight's meeting.
All in favor? Aye.
$600 on